Barry, the first time I heard you say, "I am the master of the West," I remember it created a slight rebelliousness in the speaker. But it was a very important statement. You seem to imply that you, born and raised in the West, are capable of penetrating, in general, the Western mind, whereas the Eastern master, in his innocence and beauty, may be less capable, or has been less capable, to penetrate that specific Western mind. Yes. So I started considering this, asking myself, what does he mean with, what is the difference between this Eastern mind, or the Eastern seeker, so to speak,
yes,
and the Western mind?
I speak to the West. If anyone writes to me from the East, I've had letters from villages in India, for instance. I say, I would like to say to you, you have no need of me to ask me these questions if you would only return to your innocence and the wonder and sweetness of the East that is in you.
Right.
But as you've tasted a Coca-Cola and as you've listened to the radio, you are now Western. Mm. And I can help you by telling you, would you please give up all your Western ideas and just return to the innocence of the East that is inside you, inside your body. I am master of the West because I can define any, in answer to any question regarding love, God, life, truth and death. I can actually define it in Western terms so that it is in everybody's Western experience, and I can then tell them how to reach that blessed place of the East, which is inside the psyche of everybody. For the truth is that in the beginning, if I might use those words, and the beginning is now inside everybody's psyche, there is only the state or place of innocence, which is the East. It is like the sun that is always rising. That is the East. What has happened is the East has projected itself out more and more as the sun travels to the West and travels towards its own death or ignorance. So the Eastern impulse has projected itself into matter, into materiality, into mind, into monitor, into analysis, which is the very antithesis of the original place of knowledge, which is the East inside of everybody. So everything, like the sun, has gone west. And we are now all screaming in our Western society for, please, some reality, some nourishment, something to live for, rather than to live at. And that's so. As the sun sets in the west, so our civilization is now gone west, and we are starved of nourishment, of spiritual nourishment, which means immediate connection with the original East, which is the innocence inside of everybody. Now, not some thought, not some religion, not some past master or teacher, not some tradition, but now, this very moment now, I am East. I am master. I am master of West because I am master of death. I am master of the death of the East. I am in the East now, this very moment. So I can, from this place of enlightenment, which I am, I can define anything, any question you want to ask me. In your experience, I will answer about life, death, God, truth, or love. I am master of West because I am of the West. The Eastern masters can reflect the sweetness and beauty and wonder of the East, and they can immediately, for those who are willing, usually their disciples, will destroy for that time the mental structure. And so the disciple collapses mentally, the self collapses, the structure of trying to hold on to something and be something collapses, and the disciple says, ah, how beautiful. how beautiful I feel and how beautiful to be in your presence, because that is the reflection of the Eastern Master. But as soon as they go outside, they build up their structure again, this Western structure of tension and wanting to know and wanting to be something. And again, they are lost. I am here to reflect, indeed, the East, which I do, but also to penetrate through the labyrinth of the Western need to know, the Western need to be, the Western need to achieve, the Western need to acquire, to possess. All this is Western. In the original East, there is no need to acquire, to achieve, to do, any more than what you do. Because action is pure. And if I can only return to pure action, there are no more problems in my life. But you know, it is the Western way never to take action. Never ever to take the fundamental action. Everybody is running around taking the secondary action, but never the fundamental action. What is the fundamental action? The question is, why are you unhappy? If any man or woman on earth is unhappy and they come to me, I say, why are you unhappy? How dare you be unhappy? What are you unhappy about? Tell me. Tell me. They say to me, I want love. Or they say, I'm sick of myself. I say, would you please be specific? Don't give me any of that nonsense. Why are you unhappy now? And it is because the West will never face that problem. They will always nip off to the movies, have a drink, do something exciting, take a drug, instead of saying, why am I unhappy at this moment, and what am I unhappy about? That is specific. I am master of the West because I am utterly, completely specific and practical. The East is not practical. The East is a place of magic. You know? Magic is not practical. It is magical, the East. But the West is practical. The West puts the man on the moon, tightens up the nuts and bolts of motor cars. The East says, love one another. The East does not tell you how. The East tells you about. But I want to know how. And the only question is, what are you, man and woman, unhappy about now? And be specific. Don't give me second thing first. Give me first thing first. Then I can help you to free yourself.